Medal presentation ceremony for event 77, the boys 16 to 18 years, 400 metres individual medley. Winner of the bronze medal representing Melbourne H2O, Morgan Morphew. Winner of the gold medal representing Yarra Plenty, Jamie Coon. Tasmanian gold medalist and Tasmanian champion representing Hobart Aquatic Club in a time of 4 minutes 57.26 seconds, Clancy van der Kellen. Dominic Hart, report to the presentation area, please. Dominic Hart.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Andrew Hopwood in the main commentary position from Duff TV, welcoming you to the Doone Kennedy Aquatic Centre for 2018 Cripps the Master Baker Long Course Tasmanian titles. And it has been an action-packed weekend. While some people take advantage of that long weekend to get the caravan out and enjoy that weather, these young, fit kiddies have been here at the pool and they have been doing some extraordinary things, wonderful swimming. So if you haven't been able to get here and enjoy it, these supreme young athletes, sit back, relax and enjoy the 29 finals that we will be bringing to you this evening. We will cross now down to pool deck for the welcoming of our officials.
Winner of the silver medal representing Riverside Aquatic, Kyron Gillies. The winner of the gold medal representing HC Swim Club in a time of 17:22.19 seconds, Michael Bolt.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, prior to getting underway for our finals this evening, we're just making some presentations from last evening, and congratulations to those young men for their hard-earned victories. As you can see, everything is in readiness for what we are waiting to be a fantastic evening of swimming.
Aquatic, Edward Watson. Winner of the silver medal representing Riverside Aquatic, Ethan Stretton. Winner of the gold medal representing Melbourne H2O, Luke Matthews. The Tasmanian gold medalist and Tasmanian champion representing Riverside Aquatic in a time of 17:46.38 seconds, Kyron Gillies. Would you please welcome the officials to the pool deck?
We move to the B final of event 7, which is the men's 50-metre butterfly.
Where we are now here for the splash and dash. This is a really quick one. Don't blink, ladies and gentlemen. You'll miss these guys if they're only going to do one lap. It's the 50-metre event. They get in and they just go, as you can see. They come up now in the 50-metre. It's all about holding your form and what you're doing underneath the water. And you can see going right across the pool, it is really close in lane Friday evening. Or it's Giddings, then Burnoff. I tell you what, you can just about put a blanket over the two, but in the top, I think that might be Crane, Giddings, Burnoff coming right down. I think it's in lane 5, has just got a touch. And I think that, we think it might be Burnoff. It is Abby Harrington. Absolutely kept her form. You can see that kick. Actually, the kick by Lucy Webster is getting a little bit stronger, but she hasn't gained any momentum as Abby Harrington is gliding into a very, very nice victory. As you can see, she's got about 3 body lengths as she's coming close to the wall. A strong performance there by JB Khan. He did a 2:15.53 this morning, and you can see now he is in his own pool, in his own water, well out in front, swimming very, very nicely, but tightening up, especially down in lane 2. That might have been Alex Jones is still doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are some of those fantastic highlights, and if you haven't made your purchase, I'd urge you to get online to Duff TV and get those wonderful, wonderful memories. And we're just going to go down to pool deck to get the introductions to our competitors in our first race.
Hobart Aquatic, Maximilian Giuliani. Swimming lane 6, representing Sandy Bay, Ty Waddington. Representing Burnie, swimming lane 7, Isaac Malley. And swimming lane 8, representing Riverside, Jordan Rietzma. Represent the final of event 69.
So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. These young men are on their blocks and ready for a start for the 400 metre freestyle final. Boys 14-15. They're away. Of course, one would expect Noah Millard with the fastest time this morning of 4:14.01, and he'd probably be the favourite. He's the one to look for. But as we look across the pool, nice, easy start, and that's what we'd expect, because these guys have got to go down that pool a few times. They've got 8 laps in this 400 metre. Of course, 400 metre has, in a lot of the distance events, has been dominated on the record books by Jacob Vincent. As a 14-year-old, he did a 4:03.50, and then when he stepped up that additional year at 15, he brought that down to a 3:58.34. And when you do look at the records, Jacob's got the 2, the 4, the 8, and the 15 at these age groupings. But back to the current, we are coming up to the first 100 metres, just getting in their rhythm, and it's lane 4, Noah Millard from Melbourne, H2O. He goes round first, very closely followed by Maximilian Giuliani. And then as we head up the pool, it is Waddington in lane 6, really closely followed by Malley in 7. Further over, just dropping back, is Ryan Steamer and Curry in 3, Askey Doran in 2, and Hadley in 1. As you can see, very long stretched length as they turn over, pushing down now. Really getting into this race. It's these middle stages. You just have to get your rhythm to start with. And once you turn at the halfway mark on that back half, you really feel like that's when you want to get that negative split. Really bring it home. And it's a beautiful long stretch by Noah Millard, the 15-year-old representing the Melbourne H2O Swimming Club, with that 4:14.01 this morning, because that would be reasonably taxing, but we know he's a good athlete. We've seen him be swimming upon the event, and that's almost touched both at 2:05.43, but a very nice push. Of course, the sort of taller athlete is Millard, and really stretching out now, but Giuliani is really trying to go with him, and it's just on those turns that Millard has worked that little bit harder, and now he's in that back half of the race, as is expected, is trying to stretch it out. That bottom of screen in lane 3, Jack Gurry is also pushing on, but there is the turn. Very nice, very smooth turn. No stopping, just came straight in, tumble turn, and very compact and a very strong push to gain some momentum as he comes into this third 100. And you can see now really applying the pressure. Got a full body length now, and the kick is just starting to get a little bit quicker, as we can see now. Coming over towards Giuliani at top of screen in lane 5. Very smooth transition. Officials come up. One of about 30 on pool deck here at the Doone Kennedy Aquatic Centre. It is the 2018 Cripps, the Master Baker Long Course Tasmanian Swimming Championships for 2018. First event of what is an action-packed evening of 29 finals this evening here, ladies and gentlemen. Millard has had a very good meet so far. He would have been enjoying the weather outside of it moreover than that. He's certainly enjoying the conditions inside. You can see the difference as he knew this was his last 50. He has really picked that rating up. He's not really bothering to look back on the other side. He said, that's my favourite. I'm going to breathe to the left. That's the way I can power down. He's put an extra beat into his kick, and he's really coming home nicely as we keep an eye on that clock. It's 4:05 now. See if he can get under his time this morning. That's what his intent will be, and that's exactly what he's done, a 4:10.97. Terrific work by him. Coming in second now is Maximilian Giuliani. Very nice swim from him. Jack Gurry at the bottom of screen has tipped out Waddington in lane 6. Back down to lane, I think that was in lane 2, Doran Askey. Lane 1, Hadley. And back in lane 7, finishing nicely, was Isaac Malley. And just waiting for Ryan Smarter in lane 8. But a very, very nice, there it is, official time now, 4:34.31. Excellent swim from a very, very good competitor. Noah Millard gets us underway for our first event, was the 400 metres for men.
Freestyle. Swimming lane 1, representing HC Swim Club, Sienna Polzer. Representing Launceston Aquatic, swimming lane 2, Mackenzie French. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 3, Molly Bailey. Swimming lane 4, representing Hobart Aquatic, Stephanie McCarthy. Swimming lane 5, representing Nunawading, Ruby Putras. Swimming lane 6, representing Nunawading, Ashley Costa. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 7, Brenna Lemon. And representing HC Swim Club, swimming lane 8, Mika Healy-Shirazi. We present the final of event 70.
So as is always the case, we go down to pool deck to get the announcer for the starters in the 400 metres girls, 14 to 15, 400 metres. On their marks, they're away. Very nice even start right across the pool. This is a pretty even sort of affair, but I would have thought the favourite would be Stephanie McCarthy in lane 4. She has done a 4:32.44 this morning, and already she's really gone out hard in that first 50 metres. She's trying to stamp some authority as she turns first, just in front of Molly Bailey there in lane 3. Back to Ruby Putras in lane 5, and you can see that's really not leaving anything in the tank. She's going hard early. You can see the stroke. It's nice and stretched and really a quick beat. You would sort of suggest that this is all more over a sprint. These girls are really going for it early in this event in what is, again, the 8-lap event. As we can see now, McCarthy goes round. Second there is Bailey. Back up then to Putras in lane 5. If all competitors are getting around safely, you can see there is Paulza there in lane 1, and back over to Lemon, Costa and Healy Korships. Back now, and we can see there's about 3 body lengths at this stage to McCarthy. One of the dominant swimmers for Tasmania over the time in this particular swimming event in this age group is Nicole Hunter, and she holds the record for a 4:23.50. So they're really going to have to be motoring to get up to that standard, but there are some pretty good swimmers that'll push each other here, and I tell you what, this young girl, Stephanie McCarthy, is going very hard very early. It's going to be interesting to see if she can maintain the pressure and this pace. Now we can see In lane 3, slipping up to second is Bailey. She's really put a good last 50 metres and a very, very nice turn as we're going into the back half of the race now. Around goes McCarthy, followed by Bailey. And then we go back up to the top to Putris and Costa very closely for that podium finish, and that's all important. That's where the girls would want to be. They come here, they train very, very hard, and you'd love to get away with standing on the dais and taking away a medal from the 2018 Cripps the Master Baker Long Course Tasmanian Swimming Championships here in beautiful downtown Hobart at the Doone Kennedy Aquatic Centre. Lovely turn. It's been a very, very proficient swim so far by Stephanie McCarthy. You can see here she's just breathing to her left, not bothering to go back the other way. And there'd be no need for her as well, because on the turn she's been able to look back across the pool and see where the chasing pack is coming from. And that is tightening up slightly, not in distance from the leader, but for those second and third positions. Something awful would have to go wrong from here, but it's going to be very tight to get on the podium here in the girls. 14 to 15, 400 metres, a very, very taxing event for those who haven't attempted it. If you're sitting in the armchair, if you go out and try and swim this distance, this is hard work. It really bursts the lung, and now's where you'll be coming in. But these supreme athletes, they'll be thinking now is the time they want that negative split. They want to really bring it home hard, and you can see it's really a dicing for position in second, third and fourth. And I think now it's Ruby Putris has taken advantage over Molly Bailey in the minor positions, in the silver position there. And she's doing a great swim, but we go back to our leader, Stephanie McCarthy, and she has turned and she has got daylight in the second. If the girls have come up a bit, she's going to swim really hard. And when you know this is your last 50 metres, you really do grow a leg, and she is really swimming strongly, and she is way out and in front. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see this time. It's 4:11, 4:23.50. She might give this a shake. She's really working hard, as you can see her coming down towards the line. 4:20 now. This is a fantastic swim, especially for her time this morning. She was really foxing on what she had left. Excellent swim. Very nice work. That's very close to that record. You can go back into lane 5 to Putris' touches, and she tips out Bailey and for the minor positions. Back up in there to Costa and back down to French. Terrific work by these young girls. And our winner is Stephanie McCarthy. We'll get the official time, but we've got it down as 4:26.23. Gee, that was a good swim. I thought from herself she might have gone out a little bit too hard, but she knew exactly what she had in her, and we're going to get the official time. 4:26.33 is our winner. There is our results. The whistle has gone. The girls can get out of the pool. Congratulations to those. And now we will go to our pool announcer for our next race.
Winner of the silver medal, representing Sandy Bay, Ty Waddington.
Just getting the medal announcements there prior to going down to pool deck to get the swimmers in the next event. And that event coming to you, ladies and gentlemen, is the 100-metre backstroke. This is the open event, so you've got the big guys here, the 16, 17 and 18-year-olds having a big go round here. And of course, if you're talking backstroke in Tasmania in the open event, you have to be talking and looking at the record books, and it is all Bo Mannix. He's the young fellow that's got all those records, and now we'll go down to pool deck to hear who is in this race.
Harrison Grant. Representing Burnie, swimming lane 2, Patrick Roberts. Swimming lane 3, representing Nunawading, Hayden Llewellyn. Representing Nunawading, swimming lane 4, Sam Wilgers. Representing Warrnambool, swimming lane 5, Sebastian Christie Crane. Representing Nunawading, swimming lane 6, Ronan Keating. Swimming lane 7, representing Riverside, Marcus Darko. And representing Ulverston, swimming lane 8, Jack Walton. We present the final of event 71.
So the starter has blown the whistle for our competitors to enter the water and come up to their blocks. This is the 100-metre backstroke open race. They're away. Nice clean start. And as is the modern way, they stay underwater for quite a long time and get that big, long dolphin kicking. And coming up in first position is our favourite, and that's Sammy Wilgoose from the Nuttawading Swimming Club, who qualified this morning with a 58.73. That's very slippery, and if he can dig deep, it's going to be interesting to see he can have a crack at Bo Mannix's record. He's certainly got the lead as he spins around, gets a nice push off. He got plenty of purchase off the wall. You can see he's doing a lot under the water. Come out very nicely was Hayden Llewellyn as well in lane 3, and you can throw the blanket across the second and third positions. It is lane 3, Llewellyn, and Christy Crane in lane 5 for the minor positions, but it is Wilgoose. He is in front now. You can see him looking to the left, looking to the right, putting the accelerator on. It's a fast kick. He is coming down close to the line. It's going to be close to that minute mark, the 58.45, and that's under this morning's time. Fantastic work by him, but just outside Bo Mannix's long-standing record. And very, very slippery racing in the sprint events, the 100-metre final for open men. And there it is, Wilgoose with 58.45, followed by Christy Crane 59.63, Llewellyn in 1 minute 29. So very nice swimming there by these guys. And Bo Mannix, as I say, he's got most of the records in this open swimming in backstroke. But we'll go down now for the next event.
Swimming lane 3, representing HC Swim Club, Rose Castle. Swimming lane 4, representing Nunawading, Tegan Coxhill. Representing Nunawading, swimming lane 5, Ella Donahue. Representing HC Swim Club, swimming lane 6, Emma Condi. Swimming lane 7, representing Launceston Aquatic, Dawson Howell. Representing Burnie, swimming lane 8, Sophie Henderson. We present the A final of event 72.
So the girls are on their mark. Quite a fascinating race, this one, because we've got girls varying from ages 14 right up to 18. So quite a wide stretch of girls competing in this race, and they'll be after a variety of records in their different age groups. But one would suspect the girl to watch would be Tegan Coxhill out in lane 4, and they're going across the pool. Very, very fine start by all the girls. You can see down here in lane 3, it was Savage got away really nicely. She's really applying the blowtorch to Coxhill. And further up the pool, we can see it's Condi, Cowell and Henderson up to the top, who's dropped back slightly but doing a great job. But as they go in, it is down in lane 3 as Rose Castle has got the lead. I'm not sure if she can maintain that, but she's going nicely. You can see backing towards the middle, it is Tegan Coxhill who was the fastest qualifying. She is showing supremacy now as she looks right and left, but she is not going away as Castle. She's right up on her shoulder. Looking over, she has to maintain her form, really kick hard in this back part of the race. It's down to the last 25, and working really hard is Tegan Coxhill. She's got this race. She's coming up to the last turn. You can see she pushes hard in, and she has got that one back down to Castle and further from Donaghy from Nuttawading. So just checking the time with a 1:06.42. And it was a 1:06.10 this morning. So just outside that time, but very, very similar. But that's enough to get the gold medal in the 100 metres A final for the girls. Great to see so many girls swimming, especially in this event. And indeed, we will be going to the B final, our next race, the Girls Open. As the whistle has gone for the girls to leave the pool, and before they don't muck around here. We have got the girls in and ready to start. They'll just not even time to get out. As you can see, they're going to shoot straight through. That's very unusual, but I tell you what, as we've learnt from Friday night and Saturday night, these 30-odd officials, they don't muck around with races by the time if you blink. So all I can warn you, if you can look down and see what event the person you're wanting to have a view of, that's the time to go out early to have a cup of tea, because it is action stations here at the Doone Kennedy Aquatic Centre. The 2018 Cripps, the Master Baker Long Course Tasmanian Swimming Championships. As the B final now, they're really pushing down towards the final. We have our fastest qualifier in the B, would be Merrin Harris, closely followed by Jane Fenton and Jane Korsman. As they come back around, it's great to see these young ladies really firing out. And what about the support? I'm not sure what you can hear in the effects monitor, but there is brilliant support by a packed house here on a Sunday evening. It is chockers, and why wouldn't you come to see the finest young swimmers going around? It is in lane 4, Harris, a very commanding lead now as she's coming in. Have a look at second and third. You might have to go right to the top. I'll tell you what, I think that's in lane 7. Melissa Sharp has touched out the others. That's very close, but it is Harris who has won the gold medal in the B final for the 100 metres women. We're just going to check on that. It's a 1:07.88. So we'll go down to pool deck to get the starters in the next event.
Lachlan Clues. Representing Ballarat Gold, swimming lane 3, Giles Peters. Representing EWS Dolphins, swimming lane 4, Isaac Brennan. Swimming lane 5, representing HC Swim Club, Ethan Jones. Swimming lane 6, representing HC Swim Club, Daniel Shilcock. Representing South-Est, swimming lane 7, Noah Wallace. And swimming lane 8, representing South-Est, Andrew Broadhurst. The final of event 73.
The young men are now up on their blocks, the 11 and under. So all but Clunes in lane 2, who's a 10-year-old. The rest of the young starters are 11 years of age, and they are up and swimming. If we just check the record books, one of the young men who's a very, very good breaststroker is James Clunes, and he holds the record at a 1:21.33. So we'll keep our eye on the clock, but as we cast our eye across the pool, we can see in just in the middle lanes, lanes 4 and 5 are leading it out. And in lane 4, that's Brennan, and lane 5, it's Jones. They're very close, and Jones, he's got the lead at the moment. Ethan Jones from Isaac Brennan. They were pretty close this morning. There was about one and a half seconds splitting these two, and it was in the back half and on that turn where Brennan got the wood on the other swimmers. And have a look at this. This is where he came. It's in that second half, and he is really going to the lead now. Really lovely, strong swim action. Nicely out of the water. You can see he's really got the sprinter's action. As soon as he goes down, he pulls hard below the water, trying not to look beside to see where the other swimmer's in. And he hasn't given up as young Ethan Jones. It's close to the line, and it could be on the touch. As they bobbing up, down, you can see he's going to get a nice touch. It's drawing right in, and a good finish there by Jones. Tightened it up towards Isaac Brennan, but I think he's got it. And back up into lane 3, and that was Giles Peters. Back over to Shercock, Wallace, Broadhurst, Clunes, and Gan Payne. As we're looking now, very, very close. It was Brennan with a 1:25.16 to a 1:25.26. Excellent swimming. All the competitors will probably be trying to do a negative split from what they did in that morning session.
Representing South-Est, swimming lane 2, Rebecca Clark. Swimming lane 3, representing Ballarat GCO, Taylor Mason. Representing Doncaster Templestowe, swimming lane 4, Ava Koenig. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 5, Ella Chan. Swimming lane 6, representing Sandy Bay, Bonnie Smith. Representing HC Swim Club, swimming lane 7, Holly Alley. Swimming lane 8, representing South Esk, Caitlin Knowles. Represent the A final of event 74.
Now keep your eye on lane 4, the Doncaster Templestowe swimming competitor, Ava Kernick, Victorian. So she won't qualify to beat the Tasmanian record, but that Tasmanian record stands at 1:24.45, and this morning Kernick did a 1:24.56, so it's going to be very interesting to see if she can be pushed to this record. As we look down across pool deck, and she is in the lead at this stage. It is in lane 5, Kernick, from lane 5, Chan, back across the pool. If you are the uninitiated, those yellow lane ropes delineate the fastest competitors. That's lanes 4 and 5, and then incrementally, as you go in an arrow formation out across the pool, the qualifiers go out to those wider lanes for the slower qualifiers. But it is all that lane 4, Ava Kernick, representing the Doncaster Templestowe, who had that 1:24.56 this morning. Ella Chan will be the closest from her from the Hobart Aquatic Centre, followed by Taylor Mason in lane 3, and back over to Holly Alley. But we can see here now she has got about 5 lengths, and it's going to be very close to keep an eye on the clock, and that's the only thing she's racing against at this particular stage. At 1:24.56 this morning, it's getting very close. 1:22, and she has touched a 1:23.56. Brilliant swimming. That's a full second. 1:23.56, and what was the state title of 1:24.45 gone under that. So congratulations to the Doncaster Templestowe amateur swimmer Ava Kernick.
Now presenting the B final of event 74.
Just waiting for the official. There it is. As we can see here, 1:23.56, followed by 1:31.42 as we go down now to pool deck. So this race, ladies and gentlemen, is the B final of the girls 11 and under, the 100 breaststroke. And this one will be a very tight affair. So we have a lot more of the bottom age girls in here, a few more 10-year-olds. So in lane 4, Maddie Pryor, lane 5, Mia Howe. If we just go right across the pool there, ladies and gentlemen, because we didn't get an announcement. In lane 1, we have Grace Pollard from Sandy Bay. In lane 2, Miranda Heavey from the Launceston Aquatic Club. Lane 3, Sophie Kerwin. Lane 4, Madeline Pryor from the Ballarat Club. Lane 5, Mia Howe from South Esk. In lane 6, from Launceston Aquatic, is Molly Gray. In lane 7, Natalie McGalla. And in lane 8, Brooke Bristow. As they have turned and coming back on the back part of this race, it is in lane 4. It's Madeline Pryor from Ballarat. Excuse me. GCO Swimming Club has got the lead at this stage, and a very close, hard fought. I'm a really big fan of these B finals. It gives all the competitors who have really worked hard throughout the year an opportunity to swim for a final. And as we can see, they will be rewarded with a medal. And they're coming up now. Of course, their main goal and their focus will be to get into that final 8. And it's tightening up. You can see on the bottom here, that's in lane 3. And that's Sophie Kerwin, who's going close. I tell you what, she gets the touch. No, it is now Madeline Pryor from Sophie Kerwin, and back up into lane 5. That's Mia Howe in the B division final for the girls 11 and under. So our next event will be the boys 12 to 13, 200 metres. And that poses to be a very exciting race, some very close qualifying times this morning. And if we look down there, I think our fastest competitor it is Yanning Zhang, followed by Patrick William. Let's have it, William Patrick.
Lane 2 representing South Esk, Hugh Dole. Swimming lane 3 representing Hobart Aquatic, James Clues. Swimming lane 4 representing Nunawading, Yanning Zhang. Swimming lane 5 representing Nunawading, William Petrick. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 6, Noah Camprad. Representing HC Swim Club, swimming lane 7, Kai Doreen. Swimming lane 8 representing South Esk, Kane Johnson. This is the final of event 75.
So as we heard, it is event 75, the boys 12, 13, 200 individual medley. And they are into the pool for the first of 4 different disciplines. Very different as one can see, and it's up in lane 4. Young Zhang has shot out a very, very good butterfly swimmer. And he has got the lead at this stage from Petrick in 5, closely followed by Camprad up in lane 5, back to Clunes and Dole, respectively, as they touch. And they'll turn around and now go in to the backstroke. And of course, it will tighten up, but it is definitely Zhang who is the more proficient in the butterfly discipline. Very, very hard event to master this one. You have to do a hell of a lot of training. As we have a look at the record holder, that is Jacob Vincent back in 2012, who did a 2:19.70. And I wouldn't mind betting he'll be sitting at home and watching to see the clock go closely to see if anyone can get now near that record. And I tell you what, it is Zhang and Petrick who were very close this morning with a 2:22.65 and a 2:23.47 as they turn now for that all-important breaststroke. This is the time you need to make your ground. If you're behind, you have to get up with that competitor, because once they turn at this mark, they're going to go into the freestyle, which is the fastest of all the disciplines. And if they've got a metre on, they can turn that into 2 at the blink of an eye. It is lanes 4 and 5 as expected. It is Zhang from Petrick. Further back then to Camprad and Clunes, but we're going to concentrate now in the middle too as they just about turn almost dead heat. This is going to be an interesting one. It is a 50-metre sprint to see who will win the 200-metre individual medley. As we cast, it is neck and neck, an exciting race, and the big crowd are warming towards this one. It is lane 4 at the bottom of screen, Zhang, followed by Petrick, and they're going stroke for stroke. It is Zhang at this stage has got his measure. He is pushing hard. He has increased his kick and beat, but he is not giving up in Petrick in lane 5 as they go close. It's stroke for stroke. I can't pick it. It is going to be close. It is almost a dead heat. Let's have a look. It is a 2:19.18 to Yang from Petrick. That is as close as you will see, ladies and gentlemen. He can't believe it is 1/100th of a second in this race. Very exciting stuff. It is Sunday night finals, 1 of 29, coming to you from the Doone Kennedy Aquatic Centre, the 2018 Cripps the Master Bake Long Course Tasmanian Swimming Titles. And that was very, very close for a dead heat as those competitors look at each other. They can't believe it is so close. Brilliant swim by those guys. 2:19.18. Gee, you've got to be stiff to swim such a good time to be second, but we will now cross down to pool deck for the next one while I take my breath, ladies and gentlemen.
Tilda Smith, representing Nunawading, swimming lane 4, Abby Harrington. Swimming lane 5, representing Geelong, Madison Cooper. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 6, Aurora Giuliani. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 7, Olivia Nichols. Swimming lane 8, representing Burnie, Millie McGregor. We present the final of event 76.
Well, I've got my breath, ladies and gentlemen. Luckily, I've been given a cup of green tea, and that might settle the nerves after that last race, because that was a cracker. That was fair dinkum from the top shelf. And if the racing is going like that, ladies and gentlemen, I would urge you not to go anywhere. Sit tight here on Duff TV and watch all the action from the 2018 Cripps the Master Bake Long Course Tasmanian Swimming Titles. And a big shout out to Paul Godomsky and all the troops out there at Cripps. While they're having a long weekend, most Tasmanians, they'll be still working, bringing Tasmania's finest bread to you in stores. And it's back, as is always the case, into those middle positions. And it is lane 4, Abby Harrington from the Nuttawanning Swimming Club, who turns first from Madison Cooper, closely followed by Giuliani and Smith. Then Mitchell, Arani, Nichols and McGregor. They are now into the second discipline of 4, and it is the backstroke. Going very nicely now still in lane 4, but I think she's just been overtaken by Cooper, so it is Harrington from Cooper. We just check, for those I know, we've had lots of calls and inquiries about the records, and is Penelope Sproul at a 2:27.40. That was back in April 01 with the record holding, as they turn now for the breaststroke. Very much the moving sort of stroke, this 50 metres. You want to stay and hang tight, as I mentioned before, because once you turn and you've got that freestyle, that's when you can get some momentum between you. And I tell you what, young Madison Cooper is doing a fine job at the top of screen in lane 5, and she has just got that lead. And coming back into lane 3 is Matilda Smith, followed by Emily Mitchell in lane 2 from the Launceston Aquatic Club. But back into lanes 4 and 5, it is the swimmer from Geelong Swimming has taken the lead, just closely followed by Abby Harrington. As they get there, they almost touch together. It was probably a better turn there by Cooper from Harrington. She looked slightly tired, and that's the way it has panned out. She really turned top high in the water, did Cooper. Harrington looked a little bit low, and I think she was a little bit tired on keeping up, and indeed Matilda Smith is trying to make some ground on Harrington, but it is Cooper in lane 5 who had the who's got the fitter of the two athletes, as you can see, the big G from the Geelong Swimming Club going into the wall, and she touches first from Harrington, and very, very good swim in the individual medley, the 200 metres for girls 12 and 13. Just waiting there now. We can see the times in front. They're not official just yet. Once they do, we'll bring you that final result. But certainly, as far as we can see, it was Cooper in lane 5 who did a 2:33.96. Trimmed some time off that one to a 2:29.87.
4 representing Melbourne H2O, Cole Pearce. Swimming lane 5 representing South Esk, Aaron Miller. Swimming lane 6 representing Hobart Aquatic, Jack Jankovic. Will present the final of event 79.
Event 79, as we heard the announcer, is the 100 metre butterfly multi-class. And it's fantastic to see these young men, the variety of different classifications. Young Cole Pearce is in lane 4, and we can see here Aaron Miller in lane 5, but unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I very much apologise. We haven't got the other competitor here, but it is lane 4. That's Cole Pearson, who had a 1:04.05 this morning, and he is really showing a clean pair of heels. Very close for second and third. You can see here, very, very high in the water. Cole has made the trip down here from the Melbourne H2O Swimming Club, and he is going really, really nicely. Brilliant swimming by him, and just further back we can see Aaron Miller in lane 5, and I'll get you that competitor's name very shortly. You can see the touch of 1:03.46. 1:03.46 is incrementally much better than this morning, so hats off to you, Cole. and Aaron Miller in lane 5, and I'm deeply sorry, ladies and gentlemen, in lane 6. I'll get the name of that young swimmer. It wasn't supplied to us in here in the Ariana Titmus commentary tower. So I'll go back and get that. Oh, there it is. Jankovic. Oh, we've got a dollar disqualification. I don't know why that was the case, but again, the judges will bring us that information shortly.
Jordan Rietzema. Representing Riverside Aquatic, swimming lane 2, Zane Hadley. Swimming lane 3, representing Hobart Aquatic, Maximilian Giuliani. Swimming lane 4, representing Nunawading, Nathan Tran. Representing MLC Aquatic, swimming lane 5, James Lloyd. Representing HC Swim Club, swimming lane 6, Maxwell Powell. Swimming lane 7, representing Sandy Bay, Ty Harrington. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 8, Rufus Bresnahan. We present the A final of event 81.
Here is the final of the boys, 14 to 15, 100 metres. They're getting on their marks. The Burl Reid at a 56.34 is our current champ. And so Nathan Tran, Nunawading 59.16 will be really gunning for that particular record as we look up. It is here, taking a nice lead from the Nunawading Swimming Club. Tran in lane 4 in the front, followed by Lloyd and Giuliani. You can see them in the middle of the pool, but it is Tran very high up. You can see he's really getting good power out of that kick. You can tell if there isn't a great deal of power, they stay low in the water, but these fit young fellows, they really kick hard. You can see them really jettison themselves forward as they take 2 breaths per stroke. You can see there really going. Unlike in lane 5, it is James Lloyd who's getting straight up and out. You can see the differences in style. Now he goes back to 2. He goes 1, then 2, but it is certainly in lane 4, Nathan Tran, followed by James Lloyd. He's got this one in the bag. He's just about ready to touch. He has touched him out. Second, we have Lloyd back into lane 3. Maximilian Giuliani, who I tell you what has had a pretty full program already this evening. But it is Nathan Tran, who had a 58.98 to come down to be a victor here in the final of the sprint. That's the 100-metre butterfly for boys, 14 to 15. These young men will more than likely they'll just stay in the water while they whistle the B division final. This will be a very close race as we'll go through these boys. They are on their blocks. In lane 1, it is Alexander Alley. In lane 2, it is Lucas Kerwin. In lane 3, Riley Mitchell. In lane 4, our fastest this morning with a 1.82, Hamish Bowden. In lane 5, Kane McNamara. In lane 6, Damien Roth. In lane 7, Jack Luttrell. And in lane 8, Jaden Giles from the Riverside Aquatic Club. As we have a turn in the B final, it is in the middle of the pool, but it is lane 5, Kane McNamara, who has the better of the swimmers at this stage, but we'll expect Hamish Bowden to come home hard. You can see now the boys will just start to tire and they're getting very close. Great racing here in the middle of the pool. It is Bowden in 4 and McNamara in 5, but it's getting close, very tight. You can see now really working hard is Bowden at the bottom of the screen, and he has kicked home hard to get that victory. He didn't panic and came home the fastest. It is Hamish Bowden in 4, followed by Kane McNamara in lane 5, and he is, as you can see, the arm up. He is cock-a-hoot at his performance in the B final for the 100-metre butterfly for boys aged 14 and 15.
Swimming lane 2, representing Ringwood, Taylor Theodore. Swimming lane 3, representing Hobart Aquatic, Lauren Todorovic. Swimming lane 4, representing West Sillawarra, Jessica Buffet. Lane 5, representing Hobart Aquatic, Sophie Bottrell James. Lane 6, representing Riverside, Chelsea Savage. Representing Launceston Aquatic, swimming lane 7, Amy Muldoon. Swimming lane 8, representing Launceston Aquatic, Jade Nichols. We present the A final of event 82.
So we now move on to the girls, 14-15. Same event now, the butterfly. It is the 100 metre. Of course, as soon as we start mentioning butterfly, one name springs is Nicole Hunter. And of course, Nicole has the record at 1:02. And girls are now in and they are racing. And have a look at them. You can throw the blanket across those middle competitors, lane 3, 4 and 5. And that is in lane 3. Todorovic, lane 4, Buffett, and in lane 5, Bottrell James, as they're coming down for that first turn in lanes 4 and 5, and that is Buffett and Bottrell James are showing their supremacy in those middle lanes. Oh, they've been brought back to the pack slightly by Todorovic in lane 3. You can see here that is going to be a really close fight. Even Chelsea Savage in lane 6 isn't out of this event at all. Have a look at them now. It is very close in the middle of the pool. We have 3 competitors who can win this race. At the moment is Bottrell James, who has the lead from the Hobart Aquatic Centre, and she is trying to hang on. It depends on the finishing here, whether it's an up or a down stroke. But at the top, in lane 5, Bottrell James had just touched first. Gee whiz, that was a very well-timed finish. You can see a very enthusiastic crowd. It is Bottrell James. Well done, young Sophie Bottrell James, who has got the touch. I think they've got that as a dead heat. Well, lane 3 came from nowhere. Lauren Todorovic, I tell you what, I didn't see that work under the water. And that is a dead heat, ladies and gentlemen. Brilliant swimming. That's our first dead heat of the evening. We've had a couple of close races, and the official timer could not split them. So that was very, very exciting. Just waiting for the whistles to go, and we'll be going with the second, which is the B final. We'll come back to that exciting race in just a few moments, but let's call the B final. In lane 1, Healy Chorskett. In lane 2, Brenna Lemon. In lane 3, Jessica Shaw. In lane 4, Hannah Yeo. In lane 5, Chloe Windell. In lane 6, Cameron Hawkins. In lane 7, Sienna Parser. And in lane 8, Rebecca McDonald, as this race is going down to our first lap of 50. And I'm just recovering from that really exciting finish. That was Lauren Todorovic in lane 3 from the Hobart Aquatic Centre, and Sophie James Bottrell in lane 5. But these girls in the B division, they're having a fantastic race, and it is in lane 4, Hannah Yao, and lane 5, Chloe Windell at the moment are going neck and neck. Could we see the daily double if these two girls touch together? That has been exciting swimming. It is lane 4, Hannah Yao now, who swam this morning with a 1:10.59, is just really getting in the lead as they're going close to the wall, and she will touch first, just touches out in lane 5, followed from lane 3, Jessica Shaw. So it was Yao, Windell, Shaw back up into Hawkins, I think it might have been, who's touched the third. But very good swimming, and we can see there it was very exciting stuff. There's our official, Hannah Yao from Windell and Shaw.
2.77 seconds, Maximilian Giuliani.
We'll just go back to the pool as some of the medal presentations are being done now. Just waiting for the girls to get out because we are going to be heading up to the other end of the pool in a minute. It will be the final of the men's 53.
Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 2, Tim Belstead. Representing Riverside, swimming lane 3, William Bonney. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 4, Yang An Chan. Swimming lane 5, representing Haileybury, Darren Mentes. Swimming lane 6, representing Burnie, Patrick Roberts. Representing Ulverston, swimming lane 7, Jack Walton. Swimming lane 8, representing Hobart Aquatic, Ahmed Awad. Represent the A final of event 83.
So this is the race you do not want to turn away from screen. These boys will be only in the pool for 24, 25 seconds. The start is absolutely crucial. The record is 23:47 and they are off. This could come from anywhere. Of course, this morning it was Chen and Mentes in lanes 4 and 5, and you can see in the middle is lane 4. It is Chen, you can see, long stroke, and he has got the better of him at the moment, slightly in front of Mendez, and then you can throw the blanket over the middle. You can see he's still got the better is Chen from Mendez. It is Chen in lane 4. They're coming over the top. I think he might touch. Gee whiz, that's going to be close again. Let's have a look. I think it is. Oh, gee whiz, I think let's have a look here. 24:40, 24:42. We're going to watch the replay in lane 4. It is Chen who's just got up from Mendez, and we can see in the final flurry, brilliant swimming as they come in. Anything can happen under the water here, but it was Chen who had the advantage as he comes in and just got the stretch and the victory. Hats off to you young men. Yan Chen from the Hobart Aquatic Club. And so it is the B final now. No time to take a breath. And again, this one will be very, very close. It is in lane 4. It is Crane Christie from Hay in lane 5. But we can see the swimmers, we can see the back of them, the splash and dash. It's definitely in lane 4. Sebastian Crane Christie, who has the best from lane 5. Thomas Hay. Very good swimming from these guys. Of course, the top age fellows, it was fascinating to watch that race. It was Yen, it's a 17-year-old in the open event who got that race in the A division. So he's got a lot of improvement under his belt as we saw the replay there of the final of the B division.
Representing Nunawading, swimming lane 3, Tegan Coxhill. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 4, Stephanie McCarthy. Swimming lane 5, representing Nunawading, Lily Hall. Swimming lane 6, representing Hobart Aquatic, Amelie McCarthy. Swimming lane 7, representing Hobart Aquatic, Emma Newell. And representing Riverside, swimming lane 8, Myra Donnelly. We present the A final of event 84.
So now the premier swim title in the sprinting for the girls. Shani Burley at a 26.60 has the record, and it's going to be a very, very close. It is Stephanie McCarthy from Hobart Aquatics here at 26.99, as we can keep an eye on her. She didn't come up first swimming. It was almost down at the bottom of the pool. Adelaide Skipper who came up first, but it's now back into the middle of the pool, showing supremacy as Stephanie McCarthy, followed by Tegan Coxhill and Lily Hall in lanes 4, 5 and 6, and back up to lane 7, Emma Newell. But it is McCarthy in the middle of screen. She touches in first. A very, very polished performance by the Hobart Aquatic swimmer, who did a 26.99 this morning. And we can see a 26.8. 26.8 to improve from her time this morning. And congratulations to her as we now look back at the pool for the finalists in the B division. They are on their marks.
Swimming lane 1, Brenna Lemon, 2, Kate Denham, 3, Taylor Rain, 4, Catherine Grounds, 5, Georgie Maloney, 6, Lauren Todorovic, 7, Sophie Bottrell James, lane 8, Billy Roger.
So it is Grounds in 4 from Maloney in 5, the race in 2. And as expected, it is Grounds, Catherine Grounds from Victoria, our leader, and our winner from Georgie Maloney, followed by then Rains, Denham, Lemon, Chodrovic, Bottrell James and Roger. So congratulations, girls, on a very, very fine, fast swim.
100 metre breaststroke. Introducing our A finalists. Swimming lane 1, representing Hobart Aquatic, Max Chislett. Representing Launceston Aquatic, swimming lane 2, Wiley Howell. Swimming lane 3, representing Hobart Aquatic, James Clues. Swimming lane 4, representing Nunawading, William Petrick. Representing Nunawading, swimming lane 5, Yanning Zhang. Representing Riverside, swimming lane 6, William Jones. Swimming lane 7, representing South Esk, Xavier Nesbitt. And swimming lane 8, representing Hobart Aquatic, Lachlan Hutton. This is the A final of event 85.
This should be a very, very close encounter. There was nothing between the two swimmers, William Petrick in lane 4 and Yanning Zhang in lane 5, the Nunawading swimmers. We had a 1:13.30, just tipped out by a 1:13.29. And according to my records, a 1:14 was the previous record. So in the heats, the record was set by these two very, very fine young swimmers. You can see here in lane 5, it is William Petrick who has gone out very, very hard in the first 50 metres. You can see he has really put some distance between him and the other swimmers, which is slightly unexpected because of such a close encounter in the previous event, but it is William Petrick in lane 4. You can see now, can he hang on? This has gone very fast. I'm not sure if he can maintain his form from Yanning Zhang in lane 5. Back to James Clunes in lane 3, and there are our place getters at this stage. And it is all Petrick at this momentum, the Nunawading swimmer, or the two boys competing here. We keep our eye on that clock, 1:08, 1:10. It's getting very close again. I tell you what, I think he's gone inside that again. That's a 1:11.25. That's fantastic swimming there by William Petrick from the Nunawading Swimming Club. He looks really happy with himself, and it's great to see the smile on our second place getter, Yanning Zhang. Of course, these two guys do a lot of training together, and as you would expect, they are good mates, but fierce competitors once they hit the water. So lovely swimming in the 100 metres A final. Just repeating there, it was William Petrick from Yanning Zhang. You can see behind the boys will be ready to jump in the water for the B final. Just having a big stretch, just waiting for the official time to come up. There might be a problem. Just checking down to our officials. There was a whistle, and so now in the B final, they're on their blocks and ready to go.
Swimming lane 1, Zane Zetner, 2, Evan Chee, 3, Lewis Clark, 4, Joshua Gronewald, 5, Matisse Duns, 6, Jason Llewellyn, 7, Cohen Castro Sharon, lane 8, Richard Jones.
So there was our competitors in the B division final for the 100 metres breaststroke. As we look across the pool, it was in lane 4, Gronwald with a 1:14.33 from Matisse Dallins with a 1:15.51 from this morning. So it'll be interesting to see again if they can keep that going. But in lane 3, it's also Lewis Clark having a very nice swim here in the B final of the 100 metres breaststroke for boys. Lovely long stride. You can see here, arching the back hard and stretching forward, making good momentum through the water. Just like little frogs, don't they? Kicking up and down a pond. And eyes transfixed on that final touch. And there we saw it with both hands nice and level, making sure that the clock does touch. And very, very happy competitor there is Josh Gronwald, the 13-year-old competitor from the Nuttawading Swim Club, because Nuttawading very, very good performers in this particular of discipline. All the boys look pretty happy with themselves that they've had a swim here in the finals. It is the 2018 Cripps, the Master Baker Long Course Tasmanian swimming titles here, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you're enjoying the pictures and all the commentary and the colour that is at the Hobart Aquatic Centre, the Doone Kennedy Hobart Aquatic Centre here on the beautiful Hobart Glebe.
Breaststroke. Swimming lane 1, representing Launceston Aquatic, Jazz Irani. Swimming lane 2, representing Sandy Bay, Isabel Kerwin. Swimming lane 3, representing Sandy Bay, Matilda Smith. Representing Nunawading, swimming lane 4, Imogen Worthy. Swimming lane 5, representing Nunawading, Isabella Walkenhorst. Representing Burnie, swimming lane 6, Millie McGregor. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 7, Olivia Nichols. Swimming lane 8, representing Launceston Aquatic, Jess Homan. Represent the A final of event 86.
So now they are called up, ready for a start in the girls 12, 13, 100. And they have got away to a very nice clean start. Record holder in this particular event as a 13-year-old is Natasha Waitzer. And she has set that record way back in April, January the 19th at a 1:14.70. Where our fastest qualifier in this particular swim was Imogen Worthy with a 1:17.96, followed by Isabel Walkhorst with a 1:18.63. And we saw from the last event, the Nuttawading Club have got plenty of competitors going around in the breaststroke discipline. As we look back in towards the middle of the pool, it is in lane 4. Imogen Worthy has come up first, and she has got a lovely long stroke, as you can see, hands together as then they branch out, fingers nice and tight to get that cupping action, to get the most of that momentum. She's got a full body length now on Walkhorst. Further back then to Smith in lane 3, bottom of screen. It's going to be very close to see who can edge each other out, but it seems now coming into the wall is Imogen Worthy. She's followed by Workhorst, and she touches in first. Second, Workenhorst, and third is Matilda Smith from the Sandy Bay Swimming Club. Back over to the other competitors as they come into the wall, back down here to lane 1, Jazz Irani. So we'll just wait for our times. We've got a 1:16.58. And I reckon Imogen will be very, very happy with that swim. She's trimmed a full second off that morning swim as we now go to the B Division final.
Lane 1, Isabel Ganpain. 2, Aviva Ross. 3, Sophia McDonald. 4, Misha Wiberski. 5, Andrea Chow. 6, Jessalyn Potter. 7, Georgia Curran. And lane 8, Grace Leslie.
So the B final for the 100-metre breaststroke. So very healthy stocks in this particular discipline, as we saw 2 finals in the boys and 2 in the girls. As they come down and touch, it is lane 5. That's Andrea Chow just tipping out Misha Wierzbowski in lane 4. So it'll be interesting to see how they come back, and you can see already it is Andrea Chow has got the ascendancy, but we'll expect Wierzbowski to come back pretty hard on Chow as it tightens up. They were very close this morning in their heats, and you can see now exactly that starting to happen. It is Misha Wierzbowski in lane 4 and Andrea Chow in lane 5 as they're bobbing up and down. I think it's going to be lane 4 who gets the chocolates. It is Misha Wierzbowski from Andrea Chow, and just looking back to see our 3rd competitor, and that will be in lane 6, Potter, back down to lane 3, McDonald. So well done, girls, as they come into touch for the B final of the girls 12 to 13 100-metre breaststroke. Of course, all the action coming to you from the Doone Kennedy Aquatic Centre.
Swimming lane 1, representing South Esk, Jonty Pretorius. Representing Starplex, swimming lane 2, Josh Ryan. Swimming lane 3, representing Warrnambool, Jason Pritchard. Representing Nunawading, swimming lane 4, Asaf Hoy. Swimming lane 5, representing Nunawading, Morgan Dendall. Representing Riverside, swimming lane 6, William Bonney. Representing Yarra Plenty, swimming lane 7, Jamie Coon. Swimming lane 8, representing Hobart Aquatic, Ahmed Awad. We present the final of event 87.
They come up now to their blocks, waiting for a start, and they are away in the 200-metre breaststroke final for boys 16 to 18. Of course, quite a variety of ages in this particular one, from 16 up to 18. So Jonty Pretorius in lane 1. There's a 16-year-old representing the South East Swimming Club. He did a 2:44.42 this morning. In lane 2, we have a 17-year-old Josh Ryan. Did a 2:36.25. Lane 3, Jason Pritchard from Warrnambool. He's an 18-year-old, did a 2:30.96. In lane 4 was Ashfan Hoy, a 16-year-old, so our fastest qualifier is in the younger age bracket, and he's from the Nunawading Swimming Club at a 2:25.02 as they're coming down. And in lane 5 is our leader at the moment, Morgan Dendall from Nunawading Swimming Club with a 2:26.15. He's a 17-year-old. William Bonney in lane 6, a 16-year-old from Riverside with a 2:23.42. In lane 7, Jamie Corn from Yarra Plenty. He's an 18-year-old with a 2:38.15. And in lane 8, rounding out the last of our finalists, it is Ahmed Awad from the Hobart Aquatic, the 18-year-old with a 2:46.41. So we now go back into the middle of the pool, and coming up first in lane 5 is Morgan Dendell from the Nunawading Swimming Club. You can see here, very, very nice stroke. Hard to hold your form over the 4-lap distance for this breaststroke. It is the slower of all the disciplines, but you can see I wouldn't want to take these guys on in freestyle. They really motor along. They are very, very big, strong lads. You can really see the difference in their body shapes from the 11 and under back up to these big, strong fellas. You can see the big chests and big elongated fellas they are, these swimmers. And it is at the top of the screen in lane 5, Morgan Dendell, who did the 2:26.15 this morning. He is really stretching it out, as we can see here, going very, very nicely. He'd be trying to get that record, but that's a 2:23. I think it's just going to be a little bit out of his reach, but nevertheless, a very fine performance as he goes down and touches the wall. Brilliant performance. And down into lane 3 as well. Good swimming there by Jason Pritchard and Morgan Dendell. As we look across the pool, as all the swimmers are coming in and touching the pool. And it was in lane 5, 2:26.48. Excellent swimming by Morgan Dendell in the the 200 metre 16 to 18 breaststroke for men.
Georgia Davis, swimming lane 3, representing Newmarket Races. Laura Mead, representing Nunawading, swimming lane 4. Taya Odell, representing Melbourne H2O, swimming lane 5. Isabella Smorgan, swimming lane 6, representing Riverside. Emily Lonigan, and swimming lane 7, representing CA Tritons. Natasha Panucci. We present the final of event 88.
We now go to the girls 16 to 18, 200 metre breaststroke. Some very good times this morning, very close between lanes 4 and 5. Odell and Smorgan. They're up on their blocks and ready to go for a start. 200 metres breaststroke for girls, 16 to 18. And away. Clean start. As you'd expect in the middle of the pool, they could very, very close between Taya Odell and Isabella Morgan with that 2:42.32 and 2:42.35 this morning, as they start to stretch out and head down to the pool for the first time. This is the first lap of 4 in 200 metre breaststroke. Very, very busy program here at the Doone Kennedy Aquatic Centre. We've been here filming since Friday evening, and we've been most impressed by the endurance of these athletes. We've been calling them in all the races, and it's a very familiar name, so they are very, very fit young kiddies. It's fantastic to see the stocks of Tasmanian swimming going along so very, very nicely. Of course, we saw very recently Ariana Titmus qualifying in the 2, the 4 and the 8, representing Queensland. But let's be clear on this, ladies and gentlemen, she's a Tasmanian at heart, so it was great to see that swimming is alive and well down here in Tasmania. But it is back now to the girls 16 to 18, and it is in lane 4, our leader at the moment, and she is a 16-year-old swimmer, Taya Odell, doing a very nice job. You can see a good stroke, very comfortable with a stroke. You can see doing a lot under the water. The other girls are working harder, but it's underneath the water, just like the famous Ian Thorpe. He seemed to be going slower from our visual, but it was his big feet and that big long pull that went right out as far as you could stretch and went parallel right underneath his nose and along his body, that gave him the strength and that momentum forward as they're coming to touch for the last time. And this is all important once they touch, is to really curl up tight and propel themselves like a spring as they go off the time pad for the last time. And it is in lane 4, starting to tighten up a little bit. Odell from Smorgan, back down to lane 3 is Mead. Then in lane 6, it is Lonigan. They're back to the middle of the pool. It's a race in 2 at the moment. Odell from Smorgan, and Odell has the better, as you can see. She hasn't given up, as young Isabella Smorgan, as they're fighting way hard, but I think time is against her as that wall is encroaching, coming very close and touching first. It is in lane 4, Taya Odell, with a 2:42.18. So 2:42.18, very, very good swimming, as all the swimmers are now coming in. They will be exhausted after that one. Very taxing to do the 200 metres in this discipline. But what you will see, a lot of these girls, they'll get out of the water and they'll prepare themselves ready for another race.
We present the final of event 89.
So just waiting for the next event, which will be event 89, the 200 metre breaststroke multi-class. And it is Jonathan Clark, who has a classification of S9, and we understand that is some mobility challenges, and it's fantastic to see so many people from
still looking for Morgan Dendel,
all walks of life coming along and having a go, as we see young Jonathan Clark come down from the South East Swimming Club for the first of what will be his 4 laps. Now, make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, this young man, he'll be doing it tough out there on his own, so he is against the clock, and we can hear already in the effects microphone the crowd are really urging him along to go as hard as he possibly can. Not an easy event is the 200 metre breaststroke. Got to do a fair bit of work, and already he has the best time of 3:37.44. So it'll be very, very interesting to see if he can maintain his form. Getting close to that bottom rope. Showing my age now when we call it a rope. Of course, these big floating bollards that come out, you can see. I was only just sitting recently, and if you happen to go a little bit too close to those, they really do hurt the arms. And young Jonathan from the South East Swimming Club, 15-year-old, is doing a brilliant performance here. Really working hard. You can see that long stroke, getting up as high as he can out of the water, and that's going to be very hard for him to try and maintain that form. Normally what we do see in these particular events is the body gets that little bit lower in the water as each lap goes, but we know that our spies are telling us that Jonathan Clark has done a power of work to get here at the 2018 Cripps the Master Baker Long Course Tasmanian Swimming Titles, and we'd expect him to really push hard and try and do a negative split in the 200 metre breaststroke. There are 29 finals tonight, and it's fascinating when you do cast your eye around pool deck to see all the hard-working officials. Great to see those volunteers here. Without them, and we say hats off and a very warm thank you to those people who give of their time so that all the competitors can come out and race. And we can see, looking down at the pool, Jonathan Clark, a little bit red in the gills, and why wouldn't he be? This young man is really doing a great job as he comes up to the last turn. He'll touch now, and he knows that this is the last split for him. He really pushes off nicely. Excellent work. A little bit red in the shoulders as well, and that's because he's working so hard. I've said before, he's chasing his 3:37.44. He is swimming in the S9 boys open 200 metres. He's a 15-year-old, trains out of the Southwest Swimming Club, and doing a great job this evening. Not an easy task to be the only one in the pool, and you can see he was really concentrating hard before the final. You can see him, he was looking down the pool, really doing a concentration. And it's not far to go now for young Jonathan. The officials are just watching to make sure that everything is above board. Getting close to that timing pad and touches. It's going to be very close. What have we got? A 3:42.57. Well done, young man. 3:42.57.
Metres backstroke. Swimming lane 1, representing HC Swim Club, Samuel Castle. Swimming lane 2, representing HC Swim Club, Ethan Jones. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 3, Daniel Wiley. Swimming lane 4, representing HC Swim Club, Daniel Shilcock. Representing EWS Dolphins, swimming lane 5, Isaac Brennan. Representing Ballarat Gold, swimming lane 6, Giles Peters. Swimming lane 7, representing South Esk, Noah Wallace. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 8, Archer Lane. We present the final of event 91.
So some very fast times in qualification for these young men. And Daniel Shilcott, he came out with a blazing 1:15.60 in the heats. So the record is by James Curran, who has got a 1:13.65, and that was set back on the 21st of December 2012. But the two fastest swimmers, Shilcott and Brennan. Shilcott in lane 4, which is the bottom of those two competitors in those yellow lanes. Back up to Benjamin. I apologise, Brennan. Just is Brennan the record holder as they tuck now. And they're coming around to this second of the and last lap in the 100 metres backstroke for boys 11 and under. Just tiring slightly, but really stretching out nicely. Got a really nice style. You can see just at the wrist, the arm is cocked to get the greatest propulsion. And it is Sherlock in lane 4 from Brennan in 5, back to Peters in 7, and then Wiley in 3. As coming in to get a touch now, it is Shylock from Brennan. Great swimming, a 1:15.02. Terrific work, because what did he do this morning? A 1:15.60. So he really went hard to make sure that he beat that time in the final of the 11 and under in the backstroke for boys.
Swimming lane 1, representing South Esk, Rosanne Goodsall. Swimming lane 2, representing Launceston Aquatic, Natalie McCullough. Representing Loretto Aquatic, swimming lane 3, Alice Evans. Swimming lane 4, representing EC Waves, Amelie Vulich. Representing South Esk, swimming lane 5, Rebecca Clark. Swimming lane 6, representing Hobart Aquatic, Ella Chan. Representing Launceston Aquatic, swimming lane 7, Bella Muldoon. Swimming lane 8, representing South Esk, Caitlin Knowles. Represent the A final of event 92.
Girls are in the water, and we are waiting and in the starters' hands. Look out for lane 4, Millie Vulich. Lane 5, Rebecca Clark. And in lane 3, Alice Evans will be the ones to watch. But if we were to go on this morning's heats, Millie Vulich from EC Wave Swim Club with a 1:17.16 is certainly the competitor to watch, and that is how it is starting to pan out. The record to beat is, as I said before, a 1:15.98, but of course that is a Tasmanian record, whereas young Amelia Vulich is from Victoria. But it's going to be fascinating to see how she goes as we turn, and she did a very nice job. The girls 11 and under, and I think it's fantastic to see the girls and boys coming from the other clubs. Moreover than not, we have got some Victorian competitors who've made their way down to sunny Hobart for the 2018 Cripps, the Master Baker Long Course Tasmanian Swimming titles for 2018. And it is Amelia Vulich with a very, very commanding lead down to Alice Evans and Rebecca Clark, and also Ella Chan up there in lane 6. But is Valich who has touched first, back in lane 5. And that was Rebecca Clark, and very close between Evans and Chan for that 3rd, 4th position, as all the girls are now working hard to come through. And we can see there that is a 1:15.65. Now, of course, that's a Tasmanian record right there from the young Victorian swimmer. Excellent work by her. Very, very tidy swim from a 1:17.16 this morning. Girls now getting in for the B final of the 100 metres backstroke for girls 11 and under.
Swimming lane 1, Molly Gray. 2, Lara Pedersen. 3, Alice Reid. 4, Imogen Stubbings. 5, Ava Kernish. 6, Mia Howell. 7, Holly Alley. 8, Holly Nosworthy. Medal presentation for event 91.
So there were our starters in the B final. And the fastest qualifier, as is always the case, gets that premier lane in lane 4. That's Imogen Stubbings. And she goes out in front of Ava Kernack, and then down to Alice Reid in lane 3. So it's going to be tight. And also very nicely done there in lane 2 by the wonderful swimming performance by 10-year-old Lara Pedersen. All the other girls are 11, except for Lara, and she's doing a great job representing the HC Swimming Club with a 1:32.55 this morning. But it's back into that middle of the pool, and Imogen Stubbings has a commanding lead. Working pretty hard there up into the top to lane 5 from Ava Kernick. And then back down to lane 2, Lara Pedersen. And then it's probably close to Mia Howe, Holly Alley, and touching in lane 4 was Stubbings from Kernick, is our official winner in the backstroke B final here at the Doone Kennedy Aquatic Centre.
Event 93, the boys 14 and 15 years, 200-metre breaststroke. Swimming lane 1, representing HC Swim Club, Maxwell Powell. Representing MLC Aquatic, swimming lane 2, Hamish Bowden. Representing Nunawading, swimming lane 3, Anthony Nago. Swimming lane 4, representing Nunawading, Jack Gurry. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 5, Jonty Clues. Swimming lane 6, representing Nunawading, Nathan Tran. Representing Sandy Bay, swimming lane 7, William Robertson. Swimming lane 8, representing Launceston Aquatic, William Gray. We present the final of event 93.
So event 93, boys 14-15, 200 metres breaststroke. (2:25.40) is our record holder, and that was set back in April 2011 by Alex Versioni. And a very, very nice swim indeed. As we can see, these competitors going out pretty hard. And in lane 3, it is already Anthony Nago who has got the lead, but that'll really tighten up. So we have plenty of time to these swimmers bobbing up and down, and I always think this is a great race to watch when you have a close event and you see those heads bobbing up and down, and you keep an eye on their caps, and they are still very tight. No one's taking any commanding lead. As we can see, it's in lanes 3, 4, 6, then slightly back to 5. So that's Nago in 3, Gurry in 4, and Tran in 6, and Jonty Clunes there in 5. So it's going to be really interesting between these 4 competitors. At the moment, we couldn't pick a winner, and if you look at their heats, it was all pretty tight, as touching first now and going around. That's in lane 4. Jack Gurry from the Nuttawading Swimming Club. It's Nuttawading, as we've said before, very, very strong in the breaststroke discipline. Just stretching out now, is trying to show some ascendancy, and there's a metre in it from lane 4. That is Jack Gurry out to Jonty Clunes, and then trailing them is Nathan Tran and Anthony Nago. Further back then we have William Robinson, William Gray, Nathan Tran, Maxwell Powell and Jacob Lampkin. So they've turned and come around for this last 50 metres of what is the 200-metre breaststroke final for boys, 14 to 15. And really putting his foot on the accelerator is Jack Gurry in lane 4. You can really see now he really knows this is the last of his laps. You can see the nostrils flaring as he's putting in the hard yards, wanting to get down to that, touch the wall as fast as is possible, young Jack Gurry. The 15-year-old from the Nuttawading Swimming Club touches with a 2:19.24. That's terrific swimming. 2:19.24, and just checking there, I think you got there, ladies and gentlemen, you got a record as a 15-year-old. It was 2:25.40. Brilliant swimming by Jack Gurry. Just wait for the official.
Representing South-Esk, Leah Renton. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 2, Ella May. Swimming lane 3, representing Nuttawading, Riddell Smith. Swimming lane 4, representing Nuttawading, Anna Lee. Swimming lane 5, representing Hobart Aquatic, Stephanie McCarthy. Launceston Aquatic, swimming lane 6, Georgia Woods. Swimming lane 7, representing Launceston Aquatic, Jade Nichols. Swimming lane 8, representing Hobart Aquatic superstar, Matilda Evans. We present the final of event 94.
Just waiting now for that official result of the last event. The boys are held in the water. The whistle has gone, and the boys have been asked to exit the water. I think there was a bit of a delay. They thought that the official time hasn't been. We haven't seen the official time come up yet for that last race, so we'll watch with great interest. But it's back to the girls 14 to 15, 200-metre breaststroke. They're away. Lane 4, Anna Lee with a 2:41.76 this morning. In lane 5, Stephanie McCarthy with a 2:43.30. And they'll be the ones to watch. Lane 3, Riddell Smith going very nicely, and Georgia Woods in lane 6. But it is back to the centre of the pool. Lane 4 from Nuttawading, Anna Lee, and she has turned in front, and she's doing a very, very nice job here in the final of the girls' breaststroke 200 metres. In the 200-metre breaststroke, Kate Young back in 2000 with 2:32.40. Very, very quick swim, and I think that record won't be under any danger this evening, although these girls are swimming very, very nicely. But that's a very, very quick time. It is in lane 4, Anna Lee now, who has the lead. Down into lane 3, Riddell Smith. She's coming close as well. She's up to the top of the pool. That was in lane 5, Stephanie McCarthy, who has turned. You can see here, fantastic vision here from Duff TV, where we've got seemingly cameras all around the pool. We've got every angle covered as we go back to that wide screen, and we can tell now that Anna Lee has got a commanding lead down to Riddell Smith and back up to Stephanie McCarthy up in lane 5. In lane 3, Riddell Smith is just sneaking underneath the radar slightly. You can see her going close to the ropes. She's trying to work her way up into second, and should be certainly a cock a hoot if she could hang on to that position. But it is all Anna Lee at this stage, as we can see there. She's in the middle of the pool. I don't know if she's looked too much over her left-hand shoulder and noticed that Riddell Smith is coming up on the other side of this Stephanie McCarthy. But it is all Anna Lee at the moment in the middle of the pool between those yellow markers. Very nice stroke. That angle looks like it's a little bit tighter, but we can come back to this following angle. It's great enthusiasm from the big crowd that it's building. I'll tell you what a brilliant finish. Just didn't have enough pull. If that race went another 50 metres, she would have got it for sure. Great racing there, girls, as Anna Lee slid in for the victory with a 2:38.39 from Riddell. You can see there Smith in second position, and in third position. What we've got there is just going to be taken away, but that's fantastic swimming by Anna Lee, and what a great comeback by Riddell Smith. That really kept us on our toes for that particular race.
Representing South Esk, Samuel Cullen. Representing Burnie, swimming lane 3, Patrick Roberts. Swimming lane 4, representing Warrnambool, Sebastian Christie Crane. Representing Nunawading, swimming lane 5, Ben Goff. Swimming lane 6, representing Ulverston, Jack Walton. Representing Riverside Aquatic, swimming lane 7, William Bonney. And swimming lane 8, representing South Esk, Jonty Pretorius. We present the A final of event 95.
Without a doubt, with the premier event here on the calendar, the big sprints. It is the boys 16 to 18. The current record holder is Stephen Gould at 51 flat. As we can see, the splash and dash go down, they'll turn. It is pretty close in the middle. It is lane 3 that has really shot out. Patrick Roberts from the Burnie Club. You can see him, but it's been tightening up as lane 4 coming through now is Christy Crane. As they come up to touch, it is in lane 5, Ben Gould, who has got the lead, just really close back to Jack Walton and Christy Crane. So as we come back to it now, in lane 5, it is Ben Goff from Christy Crane, back in lane 4. This is going to be a close one. We'd expect Christy Crane to work hard to try and catch Goff, Roberts and Walton. As it's back and tight, it is at the bottom of the pool, lane 4, who has the lead at the moment and has just touched out 5 Goff. So it is Christy Crane from Warrnambool, who had a 53.81, who's tipped out Ben Goff from Nunawading. Just wait for that official result. Great competitive there. You can see them reaching over and saying that was a very, very good race, and that was good swimming racing there, ladies and gentlemen. You can see that they've left absolutely nothing in the tank. Just waiting for the official time. I think without a doubt it was Christy Crane who got over the top, who made his way here from the Warrnambool Swing Club.
Swimming lane 1, Josh May, 2, Clancy van der Kellen, 3, Ethan Stratton, 4, Thomas Hay, 5, Hayden Llewellyn, 6, Ahmed Awad, 7, Lewis Wood. And lane 8, Liam Roll. Still looking for Anna Lee.
So it's the final of the B 100 metres, hotly contested event. It's going to be a race in 2 in lanes 5, Llewellyn, and in lane 4, Hay. As we go back now, you can see these two competitors really starting to stretch out, stroke for stroke at the top of our screen, Llewellyn from Hay. It's Hay and Llewellyn. It is Hay making the comeback at bottom of the screen from Llewellyn to top. Very closely thought. It's going to be close. It's going to be right at the touch. Hay and Llewellyn. Hay and Llewellyn, they touch. I think at the top, it might have been Llewellyn just from Hay in a closely fought out race. And you can see the nods there from Hayden Llewellyn. He was very, very happy with himself as he has touched out Hayden Llewellyn.
He is 100 metre freestyle. Swimming lane 1, representing Riverside Aquatic, Brooke Cairns. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 2, Kate Denham. Swimming lane 3, representing Hobart Aquatic, Amelie McCarthy. Representing Nunawading, swimming lane 4, Lily Hall. Swimming lane 5, representing Melbourne H2O, Isabella Smorgan. Representing Launceston Aquatic, swimming lane 6, Dawson Howell. Swimming lane 7, representing HC Swim Club, Samantha Richardson. Swimming lane 8, representing HC Swim Club, Mia Grant. This is the final of event 896.
So event 96, again the premier sprint event for the ladies. And Lily Hall, the 16-year-old with a 59.85. She has a favourite in this race and has a fair amount to improve on, one would suspect, given her age. You can see it's very, very close between lanes 3, 4, 5 and 6. That is McCarthy, Hall, Smorgan and Howell as we go up the screen. But it's back out now towards the middle of the screen. It is Lily Hall who has just going to turn in front. As we watch now, she certainly has, and she's away looking towards that next one. But coming up and swimming first was Amelie McCarthy from the Hobart Aquatic Club. But into her stride and into her work now is Lily Hall doing the best. Straight out from McCarthy, then further back up to the top of the screen to Smorgan and Howe. So it's down to lanes 3 and 4. McCarthy at the bottom of screen in 3 and Lily Hall in 4. Hall has the advantage at the moment, and she's going to come in touch first. Hall from McCarthy, and then further back to Smorgan and Howe. And a very, very nice swim you can see here with a 59.60. Great swimming. They were, both those girls, getting under the minute, and they'll be very, very happy with those swims.
In Southeast, Jonathan Clark. Representing Melbourne H2O, swimming lane 4, Cole Pearce. Representing Southeast, swimming lane 5, Aaron Miller. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 6, Jet Jankovic. This is the final of event 97.
So we have the final of the 100 metre backstroke multi-class. So in lane 3, gee whiz, he done a power of work. He's been in the pool and already done the 200 metre breaststroke. So it'll be a big ask for young Jonathan Clark, the 15-year-old colossus from Southeast Swimming Club. Then we go into lane 4, the 14-year-old from Melbourne H2O Swimming Club. That's Cole Pearce. In lane 5, the 23-year-old Southwest swimmer is Aaron Miller. And in lane 6, Jet Jankovic from the Hobart Aquatic Club, the 14-year-old swimmer. So as we look back now, it is lane 4, Cole Pearce. He's out swimming very, very nicely at this stage. Pearce. Back up to lane 5 is Aaron Miller. Then in lane 6, Jet Juransky, followed by Jonathan Clark in lane 3. This is the 100-metre backstroke multi-class event. As well swum there by Cole Pearce. Back up to Aaron Miller. You see coming in now further to Jet Jansky and Jonathan Clark at the bottom of the screen. Great to see the competitors lean over and urge the next person to finish, and a good hard touch. Excellent swimming there, ladies and gentlemen, in the men's 100-metre backstroke multi-class.
99, the boys 12 and 13 years, 200-metre freestyle. Swimming lane 1, representing Riverside Aquatic, Oliver Lovegrove. Representing South-Est, swimming lane 2, Kane Johnson. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 3, Noah Camprad. Representing Nunawading, swimming lane 4, Yanning Zhang. Swimming lane 5, representing CA Tritons, Jack Van Loon. Representing South-Est, swimming lane 6, Hugh Dole. Swimming lane 7, representing South-Est, Harry Reid. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 8, James Clues. We present the final of event 99.
So as we heard there, ladies and gentlemen, we are now up to event 99, the boys 12 to 13, 200-metre freestyle. So we've got some pretty swift times in this morning. The current record holder is a 2:03.60, set back on the 3rd of April 1994 by the Sandy Bay competitor Daniel Robinson. So that was a 2:03.60, and this morning Yanning Zhang from the Nunawading Club set a 2:06.82. Then from Jack Van Loon from CA Tritons with a 2:07, followed by Noah Camprad with a 2:08.53. So they're probably the competitors will be the ones who will really vie for the medals this evening in the final of the boys 12 to 13, 200 metres, as they're coming down now in the second of 4 laps in this 200-metre freestyle. Just going along nicely in the middle there now is Yanning Zhang. Turns just in front of Jack Van Loon, and you can expect that these two boys will battle it out and trying to stay in touch with Jack Van Loon. He doesn't want to let him get away, and you can see now this really suits Yanning Zhang because he predominantly looks over to his left side, so he's going to keep an eye on his main rival, and he'll almost be looking eye to eye here, and that would be unnerving. Every time they look down the water, they can see each other, almost willing each other. What have you got left? I've got plenty in the tank. I'm going to show you. So it's a battle of wheels now as they turned around almost even, but probably a better turn there from Yanning Zhang. And that's the thing that in some of these races can prove the difference between victory and loss, as making a really good race of it is Jack Van Loon. It is a close one, stride for stride, and if nothing, as you can see, the kicks coming in now, the lactic acid will be really kicking in, and at the top of the screen, it might even be Jack Van Loon doing the better from Yanning Zhang. It's going to be close as we'll cut down to the camera. Lane 5 has got it. He's coming first, I think, there. Jack Van Loon from Yanning Zhang. He really did a great job because Yanning Zhang had the better turn, but Jack Van Loon really dug deep and has come home the better with a 2:07.18 to a 2:07.31. So really good racing there. 2:07.18 for our winner, Jack Van Loon.
One representing Launceston Aquatic, Jazz Irani. Swimming lane 2 representing Launceston Aquatic, Emily Mitchell. Representing Sandy Bay, swimming lane 3, Matilda Smith. Swimming lane 4 representing Geelong, Madison Cooper. Representing Nunawading, swimming lane 5, Abby Harrington. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 6, Aurora Giuliani. Swimming lane 7, representing Sandy Bay, Elise Hewson. Representing Sandy Bay, swimming lane 8, Isabel Kerwin. We present the final of event 100.
So here is the final of the girls, 12 to 13, 200 metre freestyle. Of course, this is an event that Tasmania has done very well in, and the current record holder is a name synonymous with Australian swimming. That is Ariana Titmus, who has the record, not surprisingly, with a 2:06.18. So that'll be very, very hard to get to. As we look down into the middle of the pool, it is Madison Cooper in lane 4 from the Geelong Swimming Club, who had a 2:14.78 qualifying first, from Abby Harrington, representing Nuttawading at 2:15.20 as they go round and turn. And as expected, Madison Cooper has got the lead, just followed closely by Abby Harrington, and back up there to Giuliani, back down into Smith, Mitchell, Irani, Hewson and Kerwin. But it's back out to our leaders here in lane 4. It is Madison Cooper, followed by Abby Harrington and Aurora Giuliani in lane 6. And it's a race in 3. Those girls will try to hold their form and see if they can't come home with the medals as they turn for the second of the hundreds. Very interesting race so far, and it's the Geelong Swimming Club, the 13-year-old Madison Cooper, who has made her way down here to the Doone Kennedy Aquatic Centre for the 2018 Cripps the Master Baker Long Course Tasmanian Swimming titles for 2018. Showing a good clean pair of heels as Madison Cooper in front. She's followed by Abby Harrington and Aurora Giuliani from the Hobart Aquatic Club. As they turn and bring it home now, this is where the power cuts in, and she knows it's the last 50 metres and really starting to increase the beat. It's a race for second and third. It's going to be very, very interesting between Abby Harrington and Giuliani, and I think it is Harrington who's got her measure. But let's go back now and watch our winner, Madison Cooper, gliding very nicely, who made the trip over from the Geelong Swimming Club. Coming down towards our finishing pad now as we watch the clock. It is a 2:11.32. Very good swimming there, followed by Abby Harrington and Aurora Giuliani as the girls are coming in now for their touch. It is all action stations here at the Doone Kennedy Aquatic Centre. No sooner does one race finish, the next competitors are lining up on the pool deck.
100 metres butterfly. Swimming lane 1, representing HC Swim Club, Harrison Grant. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 2, Jack Evans. Representing Yarra Plenty, swimming lane 3, Jamie Coon. Representing Haileybury Aquatic, swimming lane 4, Noah Giddings. Swimming lane 5, representing Burnie, Nicholas Platts. Representing Hobart Aquatic, swimming lane 6, Timothy Belstead. Swimming lane 7, representing HC Swim Club, Christopher Alley. And swimming lane 8, representing HC Swim Club, Maxwell Powell. We present the final of event 101.
There are our finalists in the 100 metres open men's butterfly. And our record holder with a 56.08 is Will Hansen, which was set back in 2013. These guys are very, very strong athletes, as they need to be. It's a very taxing event as they're trying to get themselves, kicking hard to get themselves high outside, up of the water. It is Noah Giddings who has a bit of work to do as he taps and pushes off now in lane 4. He was our fastest qualifier. And I tell you what, it is in lane 6, a race in Tim Belstead, who's going very, very nicely. A great deal of enthusiasm for him. He's just sneaking out of his shot to see if he can come home in lane 6, followed by Nicholas Platt in lane 5. but back to our leader now, showing some supremacy in lane 4 is Noah Giddings, swinging very, very strongly, as we can see in the middle of screen from Belstead and Platts. Giddings about to touch, does so very close back. I think that almost was in lane 6. That might have been Tim Belstead coming in for the next position. It is indeed a 59.90, but 58.07. Terrific swim there, incrementally coming down from a 58.26 this morning.
Event 102, the women's 100-metre butterfly, introducing the A finalists. Swimming lane 1, representing Riverside Aquatic, Chelsea Savage. Representing Nunawading, swimming lane 2, Abby Harrington. Swimming lane 3, representing Nunawading, Lily Hall. Representing Nunawading, swimming lane 4, Tegan Coxill. Representing Haileybury Aquatic, swimming lane 5, Zoe Moran. Representing Nunawading, swimming lane 6, Merrin Harris. Representing Windsor, swimming lane 7, Michelle Bowd. And swimming lane 8, representing Launceston Aquatic, Amy Muldoon. We present the A final of event 102.
So we are getting towards the end of our program, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage here by Duff TV. It is the final of the ladies 100-metre butterfly. They're away nice and evenly, and it is a really enthusiastic crowd that has gathered here for the Sunday evening of 29 action-packed finals. And back in 2001, it was Nicole Hunter who set the record with a 101.9. But back into the middle of the pool, it is in lane 4, Tegan Coxill from the Nunawading Club, who is coming up first in a hotly contested race from Zoe Moran from Haileybury Aquatic in lane 5. So this is going to be a particularly interesting race as they come up. It is lane 4 who came up the better, and that was Tegan Coxill, and not to be outdone at the top of screen. I think that's Michelle Bowden and also Merrin Harris. Doing a really good job, but it is lane 4. Tegan Coxill really swimming nicely. Now you can see her getting up, a very strong dolphin kick, coming over the top and pulling hard through the water. As the race goes on, she is increasing her lead as she comes down to touch the wall to take out the victory with a 103.57. Gee whiz, that's a very fast swim. Especially from this morning. 103.57, our winner, Tegan Coxill, and she'll be thrilled with that. She doesn't look quite so. That's because I reckon she has really used up every petrol ticket. She looks exhausted, but she'll be able to refuel very, very shortly and enjoy something to eat. I reckon if I was her, I'd go and get a nice sanger, and that'll be made, of course, with our favourite bread from Cripps, the Master Baker. That is sensational bread there, ladies and gentlemen, as we're getting to have a start in the B final, our last event on tonight's program.
Swimming lane 1, Domi Maloney, 2, Georgie Maloney, 3, Dominic Hart, 4, Rebecca Romian, 5, Taya Odell, 6, Emily Jones, 7, Bridget Lynn, and 8, Morgan Evans.
So it has come down to the last event of the evening, and the enthusiasm that was there to be seen in the first event has only increased as the night has got longer. It is the girls in the B final. Great enthusiasm, they touch, and I tell you what, you throw the blanket over the field here, ladies and gentlemen. It is probably lane 3 and lane 5, so that is Hart and Odell who are battling this one out. Not to be outdone in lane 6 is Emily Jones, and lane 4, the fastest qualifier is Robmingen, and she is making a comeback now, so it is going to be really close. Even in lane 2 down here, Georgie Maloney, she has got a say in this race. Probably in lane 3, Hart has the lead at the moment between 3 and 6, and that could be Jones as we watch. I think at the top of the screen, that might have been Emily Jones, who timed it to absolute perfection to come in with a 107.51. 107.51. She came down as the other girls went up and touched it to get that victory in the last event of this evening here, which was the 100-metre final for girls in the B division. You can see the enthusiasm as the crowd is cheering for a brilliant performance. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed the swimming here tonight. It's been action-packed, 29 finals from the Doone Kennedy Aquatic Centre here in Hobart. It is the 2018 Cripps the Master Baker Long Course Tasmanian swimming titles for 2018. That wraps it up here on a very, very warm and exciting Sunday night as we start to pack up. It has been our pleasure from Duff TV to bring you all the highlights, and we'll be back with another enthralling evening tomorrow, but at the earlier time of 4 o'clock. So until then, we bid you a very, very good night. Very warm good night.
Medal presentation for event 101, the men's 100-metre butterfly. Winning the bronze medal representing HQ Foot Club, Harrison Grant. Winning the silver medal representing Bernie, Nicholas Platt. Winning the gold medal representing Hobart Aquatic, Noah Guinea. Tasmanian gold medal for Tasmanian champion representing Hobart Aquatic, and a time of 59.90 seconds, Tim Bellstead.